Welcome along. My name's Jeff Goodwin. Very simple watercolour painting. We've been concentrating on some simple flower ideas that you might like to present for a card for somebody, or just something to frame to put on the wall if you need a bit of colour somewhere in your office, somewhere like that. These are tulips and they're very, very easy, very simple to paint. So I'm just starting off with some A4 watercolour paper. You can go any size really. And I'm not wetting the paper, but I've got a really nice wet mixture of various paints here. I'm using a combination of Art Spectrum and also Winsor and Newton paints as well. Just painting in some yellow, some nice yellow tulips, and just keeping it really simple. There's a red one there. So just mix up the colours. So you can see it's a fairly watery mixture there. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't make the mixture very dry. I'd keep it nice and fluid. Just keep painting the tulips. You see, it doesn't matter if the tulips aren't exactly the same shape as one another. Get them into a basic shape. If you want a photo reference of some tulips next to you as you paint, that might help as well. So there's some yellow ochre there. We've got orange with a tiny bit of vermilion in there, just a bit. We've got a nice mid-yellow. And we'll be putting a violet in there fairly soon. Another yellow. You can just put a little bit of darker yellow, just to accentuate some petals, perhaps. orange. Red, bit of a darker red there, more of a purple now. So you can see we're just repeating the same shapes with different colours. Very, very easy, very simple. And just put some different strengths of colour in with the flower to give it a little bit of light and shade. You can go over some of those flowers with some stronger colour to give the illusion of some petals. So just a bunch of tulips, different colours. Just putting some bit of definition in there. A few streaks of stronger colour on some of those tulips. This is just for a simple card that you may want to give someone, or you may want to just put this in a simple frame to put a bit of colour in your office. Or somewhere in your home maybe. Just using some dark leaf green now just to put on the bottom of these tulips here. As you can see, these tulips are still damp, but that's okay, that's what I want. And I'll actually put some clear water on the base of some of those tulips that have dried, because I'd rather the green that I put on to sort of flow. I don't want the tulips to be too dry on the bottom at all. That's why I'm putting some water on there now. Go over there with the dark leaf green. Putting some dampening that on. Putting some water down there on the base. And we'll put some dark leaf green down there in a second. Just a bit. Alright, I've got some dark leaf green on a rigger brush, and I'm just going to put the stalks down from some of these tulips. Just get a nice wet, even amount of paint on, and just in one stroke you can just bring that stalk down. Don't muck around with it, don't do it slowly, otherwise it'll be all wobbly and everything. Just randomly bring those flower stalks down, give them a bit of a curve. Now you might like to leave your tulips just like that. But I'm going to put some leaves on my tulip stalks. And I'm going to put some, I don't know, some greenery, some grass, some foliage down the base of all of those tulips as well. You might like it just like it is. You might think that's colourful enough, and you might want to leave it at that. And that's fine, that's quite okay, just like that. So I'm painting in some leaves though. And I'm using the dark leaf green again for these leaves. You could use an olive if you wanted to. And I'll be going over some of these leaves with a sap, SAP, a sap green. You'll still see the dark leaf green in there as well. But I'm just, in some areas, I'm just going to put a bit of sap green over some of those leaves. So you can see I'm getting the shape of some leaves with the brush here. So if you like these flowers the way they are, that's fine. I'm going to put some greenery down the bottom, some grass or something like that. You might like your flowers to be in a vase, so we'll paint a vase and flowers in the not too distant future for you. So as you can see, some nice vibrant colours, a good combination of colours in there for you, for those tulips, and that would look really, really lovely framed just in an area somewhere in your office, or to brighten up the home in a little spot where you might feel there needs to be some colour on the wall. Or you might like to put it in a frame with a stand on the back and perhaps put it on a desk or a little table or something like that. You could do that even. It's only A4 size, but you could go smaller if you wanted to. So using a combination of these paints here, Winsor & Newton and Art Spectrum paints, and you can just see how lovely and vibrant they are. You can use cheaper watercolours, especially when you're starting out, but just remember you really need to be careful of fastness, because you want watercolours that won't fade and will, after you've completed your watercolour, you want your watercolour to last a long time without fading. So make sure they're light fast, the colours that you do get. And sometimes the cheaper ones are not light fast, or they have a very low grading on that. For me, I wouldn't put any completed watercolour that you've done in direct sunlight in your home. I try to avoid direct sunlight if I were you, and just put it in a nice lit area, but without direct, harsh sun hitting the painting all the time. Another good idea too, if you're wanting to frame your watercolour, if it's a small size, A4 or even smaller, and you want to get it framed, make sure the framer puts a mat in there. The mat is the area between the artwork and the actual frame itself. So that neutral area between the artwork and the frame, and that'll just make your painting stand out even more. It'll give it space, that mat around your painting will give it space, and it'll give it more depth. It'll make your painting really stand out. So I've got a few leaves in there with those tulips. As I said earlier on, you may just want the tulips themselves with the stalks. That may be enough for you, or you may just want a couple of leaves. Just wetting the base of the paper here. There's a little bit of green already on the brush, that's all right. Just wetting in areas where I want some of this grass down below. We'll put some dark leaf green in there, just a bit, and we'll also, as you can see, and then we'll put some yellow ochre in there as well. That's a grass green, that one. A lighter green there. We will be putting some dark leaf green in there. Some yellow ochre. We'll get some dark leaf green in there as well. Now, even if you wanted to, you could have put a slight blue wash behind that to start off with. I've just kept this super simple, just on white cotton watercolor paper. But you could put a light blue sky behind there. Nice, vibrant, clear blue sky, and they would stand out just as much. We may do something like that for you, or just a variation on the same painting. So next time we may do the tulips with a blue sky behind. Not as many leaves perhaps, just something different, but we'll have a variation of colours just like we've done today with the tulips. But as I said, yep, we've kept this very simple, just on a white background, just to give you an idea how simple it can be. But next time with the blue sky, we will obviously start off with the blue sky or the blue background. Let that dry and then we'd start our painting after that. So we might get into that soon, not today, but fairly soon. We'll do another watercolour like that for you, just so you can see the difference. You could use a really light blue as well for the background when we go to do that other tulip watercolour painting. A few extra leaves just randomly sticking out here and there. I'm just putting some extra dark leaf green down below here as well. And we are nearly finished. I just want to spatter some paint on here, some yellow paint, and then a little bit of red paint. Do that in a minute. Just to give it a little bit more of a modern look. All right, taking off the masking tape. And we will give you a final reveal. There it is. You can see I've just splattered a bit of paint there over that, a bit of yellow and a bit of red in places. There are our very simple tulips. As I said, you could have a blue sky behind there. We might do that next time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and we'll do another watercolour together soon.